For years, Edd China was the calm genius behind wheeler dealers, turning impossible car repairs into effortless magic. Then, suddenly, he vanished. After 13 years on the show, Edd shocked fans by announcing he was leaving. But why? The answer lies in a clash over the show's direction. Originally a detailed UK series focused on honest, hands-on repairs, Wheeler Dealers was moving production to the US with a faster, flashier style, cutting back the in-depth workshop segments Edd loved. Edd warned this would strip the show of its heart and educational value. Rather than compromise, he walked away. Fans were stunned. Edd was the soul of the show, the trusted mechanic who made car restoration real and relatable. Though Mike Brewer stayed and welcomed a new co-host, the magic between Mike and Edd was gone. And Edd? He quietly disappeared into his workshop, leaving behind a story stranger than fiction. Edd avoided drama and blame, offering fans a calm, reasoned explanation. But the message was clear. Wheeler Dealers had changed, and it was no longer a place where he could do what he believed in. The fallout wasn't easy. Reports say both Edd and Mike faced backlash, some harsh and misdirected. Edd stood by his choice but admitted the emotional toll was real. In interviews, he called the exit sad but necessary. A line had been crossed, and for someone who valued quality above all else, there was no turning back. Then, he disappeared. For nearly a year, Edd kept a low profile. No new shows, no announcements. Fans wondered, had he burned out? Was he done with TV? The answers were hidden. Instead of fading away, Edd retreated inward, back to his garage, the birthplace of many inventions like his motorized office chair and street-legal sofa. Without cameras or deadlines, he was free to tinker and build for the pure joy of it. This was a return to his roots, experimenting and solving problems on his own terms. Rumors floated that he was working on electric vehicle conversions, aiming to retrofit classic cars with modern electric drivetrains while preserving their soul, but nothing was confirmed. Meanwhile, fan curiosity grew. Online forums buzzed with questions. Was Edd gone for good? Or plotting something big? Most just hoped he was okay. Leaving a show that defined his career came with emotional and creative challenges. Edd later admitted the transition was tough, needing time to process cutting ties with a global platform and the project he had devoted years to. Burnout was a real factor. Years of tight deadlines, constant pressure from producers, fans, and executives had taken their toll. Sources close to the industry say Edd had been quietly frustrated in the months before he left. Though his creative spark remained, the environment no longer fueled it, so the garage became his sanctuary. During this time, Edd also stepped away from social media. His Twitter went silent, and his YouTube channel lay dormant. For someone known for DIY transparency, the quiet was striking. Occasionally, fans caught glimpses of him at local engineering shows or classic car meets, sparking more speculation. Was he researching? Recruiting collaborators? Testing a secret invention? No one knew, and Edd stayed silent. The mystery deepened. Was he resting or quietly building something surprising? By late 2018, subtle hints started to emerge. Brief blog posts, interviews, small clues. Edd hadn't disappeared. He was working in stealth. Then, almost exactly a year after leaving TV, a new YouTube video appeared. Garage Revival, Episode 1. No hype, just a simple title signaling a fresh start. That year of silence wasn't emptiness, it was incubation. Something big was brewing behind the garage doors. The workshop awakens. In May 2018, Edd returned on his own terms, with a self-produced YouTube series, Edd China's Garage Revival. After nearly a year off, fans got something pure and grounded. The concept? Find people stuck on car restoration projects and help them finish. Each episode featured Edd visiting home garages across the UK, working with everyday enthusiasts whose cars had sat idle for years due to time, skill, or money. But Garage Revival wasn't just about cars. It was about people. It captured the frustration of unfinished dreams, the passion in every oily frame, and the relief when someone finally gets a hand to move forward. Edd wasn't just fixing engines, he was restoring momentum. The first episode focused on a classic VW Golf GTI abandoned mid-rebuild. The owner, struggling with limited tools and knowledge, welcomed Edd into the chaos. What followed was Edd's trademark honest, methodical approach. No gimmicks, no drama, just getting on the floor, hands dirty, explaining what needed doing and why. That authentic tone became the show's hallmark. No voiceovers, no canned music, just Edd, a car, and clear, plain English explanations of complex mechanical issues. If a brake line was seized, he showed how to free it. If a gearbox was misaligned, he broke down how it worked. For fans missing Edd's deep dives on wheeler dealers, this felt like coming home. The production was modest by design. Without a TV studio or execs dictating the format, Edd was fully in control, writing, presenting, even helping edit. It wasn't slick, but it was real. And that was exactly the point. The response was instant. The first episode racked up hundreds of thousands of views in days, with fans flooding comments to welcome him back and praise his authentic style. Many said Garage Revival felt more personal and focused than Wheeler Dealers ever was. Behind the scenes, the series was a test. Edd wasn't sure if he wanted to return to the public eye. YouTube gave him freedom to experiment without long-term commitments, reconnect directly with fans, and engage on his terms. Viewers could comment, suggest projects, and even point out details Edd might have missed. Over months, episodes followed, rescuing neglected vehicles and tackling stubborn repairs without shortcuts or flashy edits. This was for DIY mechanics, the ones who know the grind of rusty bolts and last-minute fixes. Garage Revival wasn't about perfection. It was about perseverance and finishing the job. While it didn't explode into a franchise, it didn't need to. It was Edd's personal project, a way to reconnect with what he loved, independently. By the end of 2018, Edd proved he didn't need big studios to stay relevant. Just a camera, a project, and a reason to roll up his sleeves. The workshop lights were back on, and this time, they were all his. A private tour of Edd China's garage revealed both incredible inventions, like the street-legal sofa and motorized bathroom, and the risks of relentless innovation, including a scorched, abandoned, self-steering bar stool prototype that narrowly avoided fire. Edd's Garage is a true lab where creativity meets risk. After the success of Garage Revival, Edd faced a choice: continue under big networks or reinvent himself. Choosing reinvention, he launched Workshop Diaries in 2021, sharing honest, in-depth projects from his private garage. The series blends traditional restorations with forward-thinking ideas like electric conversions, sustainable materials, and regenerative braking, all explained with patience and clarity. Free from sponsors and flashy edits, Workshop Diaries became a hub for engineers and enthusiasts, reflecting Edd's commitment to education, innovation, and craftsmanship. It also marked a personal healing journey after leaving Wheeler Dealers, proving he could succeed on his own terms. Edd's legacy is one of integrity and passion. He left a successful show because it no longer matched his values that the process matters as much as the product. Today, he mentors countless fans online, encouraging curiosity, patience, and purpose in engineering. Do you agree? Let us know in the comments. Please subscribe to our channel for more videos, and don't forget to press the bell icon.